Eichinger. Number 11, Quentin Vanille. Number 12, Adrien Rossetti. Number 13, Tino Dorn. They are coached by Lucas Pertier, and the assistant coach is Romain Harissa. Please be outstanding for the national anthem of France.
And introducing the team wearing blue caps and representing Israel. Number 1, Maxim Smirnov. Number 2, and captain Or Shoreline. Number 3, Eli Bengal. Number 4, Mayan Mehari. Number 5, Ben Shalom Alusha Ben. Number 6, Daniel Sher. Number 7, Omar Markovicki. Number 8, Noam Oren. Number 9, Amit Van Number 10, Yov Rendler. Number 11, Ori Buzaglo. Number 12, Erez Tal. And number 13, Itai Rabinitovic. And they are coached by Milos Bradik. Please be upstanding for the Israeli national anthem.
And your referees for the game are Mr. Spanoudis from Greece, Mr. Anguilleri from Malta, and the LEN delegate is Mr. Racine.
Gentlemen, shake hands, exchange pennants, and prepare for the game.
Crawling on your knees, toiling, making mama so proud, but your voice is too loud. We like to watch you laugh. You pick the insects off the plants. No time to think of consequences. Show yourself, take only what you need from it. family of trees wanna be haunted. Show yourself, take only what you need from it. A family of trees wanna be haunted. Water is warm, but it's sending me shivers. But baby's born, crying out for attention. Memories fade, like looking through a fog mirror. Decisions to decisions are made by the thought that I thought this wouldn't hurt a lot. I guess not. Show yourself, take only what you need from it. A family of trees wanna be haunted.
Zero.
Show yourself, take only
And then we have Paul with
Yeah, surprisingly, it is me. I've been sitting beside you most of the day. I had to get away from you for a little bit.
that's good. Now you're poolside, you can get on with it. And if you want to stay down there, you're more than welcome.
You wish. So I've been joined by Phil Powell, head coach of the GB boys team. So compared to last night, we've had a few conversations overnight. You must be a lot happier with that performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we came out today fighting, which was really nice to see. Everything's down to experience, really. I mean, these guys don't have a lot. The whole program leading up to now has been about giving these guys as much experience as we can. We've gone away abroad to places like Croatia and Hungary to try and give these guys experience. And it's paying off, but we need more. We need more domestic polo with better games.
I think that's a conversation for another day, Phil. But what things can you still work on ahead of France tomorrow?
Well, extra man. No, look, it's about confidence with these guys and belief. They're capable of beating any team here. They just need to believe it, they need to know it, and having a crowd up there supporting them really helped today.
Yeah, big shout out. The biggest crowd we've had in all weekend, so I'm sure you'd like to say a few words to them.
Yeah, no, look, the boys really appreciate it. It's great that you're up there making a lot of noise, and it makes a big difference to their performance as well. It gets them pumped up, so really grateful.
Thank you, Phil. Sleep well. Back to you, Jerome.
No problem, Paul. As we go into the remaining 5 minutes before this next game, sit back, relax, and enjoy the tunes.
Another drink, I'm caving in. These stupid words keep falling from my mouth. You know that I mean well. My hands are meant for somewhere else. Your eyes are doing naughty butterflies. Oh, one more drink and I should go. But maybe she might like me though. Just can't think of what to say. Should I go? Should I stay? Just got nervous, slip away. I talk a lot when I'm drinking, baby. I'm known to go a little too fast. Don't mind all my friends, I know they're all crazy, but they're the only friends that I have. I don't know you, but I'd like to skip the small talk and romance. Yeah, that's all I have to say, so baby, can we dance? I was nearly in, but then came the pushy friend. Killed the vibe and took my perfect 10 away. You know I need you, girl. My heart's not made for someone else, so save me here 'cause I can barely stand. One more drink and I should go. But maybe she might like me though. I can't take this anymore. Should I stay or should I go? Just can lead back to a door. I talk a lot when I'm drinking, baby. I'm known to go a little too fast. Don't mind all my friends, I know they're all crazy, but they're the only friends that I have. I don't know you, but I'd like to skip the small talk and romance, girl. That's all I have to say, so baby, can we dance? I've been bad, bad boy. Whispering rude things in her ear. Please say she'll break, please say she'll change. Her mind will bring me back to her place. Drinking, baby, I'm known to go a little too fast. Don't mind all my friends, I know they're all crazy, but they're the only friends that I have. I don't know you, but I'd like to skip the small talking romance. That's all I have to say, so baby, can we dance? Finally, I'm where I wanna be. I didn't think this life was gonna be for me. I love you gave me to discover was right here. But now I'm caught up in a dream, don't wanna leave. See, I ain't been one for wishing, not at all. When you least expect it's creeping up on you. No confiding nor biting to no rules. And now I'm content knowing that I'm here with you. Right here, you got me where you want me. Now I'm right here, waiting for your call. And now I'm right here, you got me where you want
So
me.
both teams ready for this interesting game we're about to see. The French having lost one, the Israelis having won one.
Infatuation took a hold.
Both teams chanted out, ready to go. Referees are ready. The French going on attack here. First attack of the game. Chinga has taken his position in the pit. The Israelis dropping back onto that pit. But he's been pushed out to 5 meters. Time running out for the French on this first attack. And the shot comes from very far from the right-hand side. From number 7, Alexis Deraye. And actually just skips in and slips under the hands of Smirnoff for the first goal for the French. Smirnoff can't be happy with that.
Yeah, it's a very high line from Israel, but when you've got a lob like that, number 12, Tal, brings Israel straight back into this game. Whatever France can do, Israel can do. Got a really lovely lob there.
Yeah, very good. Worked it around the back of the arc. Drew the goalkeeper off his line just enough. And from that angle, makes it more difficult for the goalkeeper to get back.
Strong play at centre back from Shoreline there, the captain for Israel, but France are in.
Alexis Deraye for his second goal of the game. He's able to get inside water. On that right hand, and he popped it into the same place that he put the first shot, albeit quite a different shot. One inside water and one from right far out on the outside. France 2, Israel 1.
Let's not forget though, France came out the blocks pretty quickly yesterday against the Slovaks, and Slovakia came back. Israel had a tough game against GB, came out 2-goal winners.
Israelis struggling to find that 2 metre mark for their pit players, certainly out on the 5 metres. Ball's not sharp enough in, and the bounce down goes to a French defending player who's dropping back.
Yeah, McNall now on the attack. Being tackled by Rendler, who does a good job, helped out by Markovici. They give away just a minor foul. French now with Dubar. Rendler gives the foul away, but makes up for it by the big block there. Rendler for Israel. Israel knowing that a victory tonight would guarantee them qualification. France know, just like GB, if they lose, that's game over.
Strong shot from the outside there from Omail Markovici, but hits that left-hand post. France again trying to spin inside water, but don't get there. Strong shot from the outside, but not really on target because it's just hitting that post. It needs to be inside those posts to be on target.
Good defending again by France. They've started off defensively pretty well. Draha there, getting back to steal the ball off Alusha Ben, with the help from Garcia in goals. Shoreline ended up on 3 majors yesterday. That's his first of the game. Just get himself in the wrong position as he tries to kick round, end up kicking over. France go for the difficult pass, and Israel managed to snuff it out.
Yeah, spilling the ball there, the French, and not being able to do anything with it then. So Israel are able to get it back, go on the counter-attack, draw the major.
Yeah, exclusion there against Dubar. That's his first of the game. Man up for Israel. Set up the 4-2 formation straight away with the postmen both kicking out. And that gave the space for Oren, for Noam Oren, to step forward, left-handed, right where the dropper would have been if the postman had stayed in. Really good example of how movement on a man up there can create the space for the shot goal.
Absolutely, yeah, and it doesn't need to be much movement. You've just got to, try and offside the goalkeeper, get him out of position. But that key part is moving that ball around in the first instance. As soon as you run that, you're making the goalkeeper move, particularly from one side to the other, rather than just in one direction. Good start by Israel, and again, France are finding themselves dragging their feet through thick mud. But then a better movement there, so the handoff, moving towards the pass, plays it off, and then steps back into the space that he's created. The goalkeeper's come across, but he's offsided. Shot from the outside from Moussa Bersin. Bersin shouting, go, 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 go. That's translated from Ale, Ale, Ale.
Israel setting their centre forward at about 5 metres. It's always difficult to get the shot away there, but number 2, exclusion given by Mr. Anglieri on the far side against Cavaillon. That's his first of the game.
And Israel playing the same way that they played against GB, which was the drop off the top 3 to help the pit defender. Shot comes from the top, but it's high above the crossbar.
Let's take a second to appreciate the pass there from Joe Layton into the goalkeeper, to the hand. That's what you want as a goalkeeper, I'm sure. Sets a challenge for Dan Padden at the other end now.
Inside water for the Israeli there. But then he brings it back out, and the French are dropping back to help out.
Yeah, one of those situations there, the Israeli player was driving in on goals and then turned to go away from the goals. And at that point, he lost any advantage that he had. With the way the rules are now, keep going towards goal, because you'll get a shot away or you'll get a penalty.
You see the French looking to try and get that inside position again. Matteo Bartoletti sends it back out. Adrien Crossetti defending for the French there, putting a high press on. Paul Armagnol. Israelis playing this forward. Gets pulled down, gets sent out on the dead ball. Uzaglio being able to pull the defence, but first time shot. Uzaglio annoyed with that, but the French go straight away. Left hand, plays it around the keeper, sends it in.
And the French have been so strong in defence today. Whilst I know we're not even got the end of one period, they've been very, very solid, not allowing the Israelis to get the ball into the centre forward. So the Israelis are almost going to have to start manufacturing space. They need to play with their wings nice and wide and create the space, stop the French dropping, or force them to have a long drop, and this is going to tire them out. That's what they need to start doing.
The words of a coach.
Exclusion against Israeli, number 8. Oren, that's his first of the game. An off the ball exclusion on the counter attack.
Bonkers.
Musabe Yassin again. This time left hand, takes a shot around the outside, gets the bounce. Smirnoff knocks it up, but it still goes in the net. France getting a little bit of a lead now, a little bit of a gap. So they did this in the first quarter against Slovakia yesterday. The Slovaks were able to come back unanswered for a good period of time.
Yeah, it's just whether the French can keep it going again. That was their downfall yesterday. They started off really well, went off like a rocket, like a speed of an ostrich, but they got pulled back in.
Love it, speed of an ostrich.
And the Slovaks were like the cheetah chasing them.
And we'll get a rise like a salmon soon.
Traha again, that's...
Alexis Trahe for his third goal of the game.
Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy lady. Gangnam Style. I have been crazy, but that's just alright. I have been lonely,
And interestingly, the goalkeepers from the Israeli team doing some warming up. Does this mean we're going to see a change? So we see a change of goalkeepers on the Israeli side. Rabinovic comes in for Simonov.
Yeah, the interesting thing for the next period is this was the period yesterday that France started to go wrong. This is when they let Slovakia back in. They had a goalless, well, what you would call the middle halves, between period 2 and 3. That middle half, they were goalless. So it'll be interesting to see how they cope today. 4 goals up. A good win of the ball there by Rendler, but foul was given against it by Mr. Anglieri. So it's France ball. Aichinger goes and sets the centre forward, but again he's set 5 or 6 metres out. He needs to work back closer to 2 metres. Shoreline will be quite happy with him there because it's close to the drop.
Just too high there, really. Needs to hit the water. It's just at shoulder height, head height. So really, giving Aichinger a hard task to actually control that ball as it came in. Schlein with the ball for Israel, taking that ball forward. You can see the French, though, from marking at the 5 metre mark. And so the Israelis not really going deep into attack. French also helping out here on the defence. Get the steal. Do they get away? We'll try and wheel it. Don't quite make it, but they've got 2 across on the left-hand side.
Yeah, that was smart by Draha there, though. Jerome went to the space. Didn't try and make a risky pass forward that was on, probably, but it was risky. Went to the space and has created the opportunity. Going for it again on the other side.
Comes in off that left-hand post. Rabinovic sends the ball out to Rendler. Taking it forward. French happy to sit back off that.
Penalty.
A bit too much because the drive comes in. Gets goal side. Driving in. Gets physical contact on the back. Not going for the ball. And there's the penalty. And Noam Oren sends that ball in the left-hand side to bring the scores to Israel 3, France 6.
Yeah, it was well one penalty by the Israelis. I thought at one point, though, he turned away again, like he was going to kick away from goals, but then he went back to go towards goals, and that's what earned him that penalty, that positive play, working towards the goals. That's you're going to get your rewards, and he was rewarded with a penalty.
Strong play there by Itai Rabinovic. Not very strong by the French there, taking the shot. Going top right, but going top right as opposed to just top right. So Zaglo taking this ball up. So Rendler taking the ball up. They're now stuck a little bit in that corner, and the French are playing a strong press on the positions that can see the ball. Schlein has the ball, plays it in. It's a long shot from the outside, and the French have a bit of space here. Got 2 or 3 meters. They can make use of it. They've got a little bit of an advantage going forward. Certainly coming in. Quentin playing that. Playing it down to the wing well. Cavaillon plays it across. And there we have the right-handed flick there by Dubar to finish off the move. Taking the score to France 7, Israel 3.
And it'll be really important for the French staff that they keep this 4-goal lead now. Every time Slovakia score, that they're first to score again. I'm sure that'll be very important to them. It gives them that confidence that they can go on and get the victory and keep their qualification hopes alive.
Yeah, exactly. And if they don't go 1 for 1, what they're looking to do is potentially on this next defence is play this defence really, really strong, and then come off the back of it. Counter-attack goal will make a big difference, and 5 goals, quite a tough ask for most teams. When they see that, it can be quite difficult to come back in. But we're early on in the game, so there's a lot of game to play, and there's no reason why the Israelis can't come back into this.
Short pass there from the ball boy. Israel with the corner, taken to himself by Sher. Drops it into Alois Aben.
Garcia able to parry the ball and get the ball. And France again, as they have done before, get a couple of meters on their player. Israelis need to be careful of this, because this second phase of attack coming through the back, but not when that happens in your own attack.
Yeah, quite clear foul given there by Mr. Anglieri. Foul in the middle, centre forward was a bit over-enthusiastic, shall we say. But it was well played by Schürlein, the main centre back for Israel. And exclusion number 6 for France. It's his first of the game. And Israel just can't quite take advantage of that. Alusha Ben hitting the bar off the man up. They worked the space. He stepped out a little bit. Shot was on, but that's the sort of shot, Jerome, you've got to shoot down.
Absolutely, or get it on target, and getting it on target isn't hitting the post.
I think that was the first thing, one of the first things you taught us at GB. You drew the goals and said, is this the target? Some people said yes, and you said no.
Way back when.
An elephant never forgets.
That's to tie a knot in something. Israel on the attack. 2 minutes 40 of the second period left to play. Still not finding position really in that pit play, and looking for the outside shots on all of them. Schlein taking the long shot, and the French have got from Alexis Drey some sort of advantage here if they can get the ball over the top. They do. He's trying to spin round, but he doesn't get it, and too slow to get that ball back.
Penalty, yeah.
French got good position there. Moussa Bessin put himself in a position where he turned the player. Israeli was on his back, and the ball just sits in front of him, and any touch on that player now is going to be a penalty.
To be fair, that penalty that Mr. Anglieri has just given was a penalty even in the old rules.
Yeah.
The defender was, the attacker was goal side, the ball came in between them. That's a penalty. And a yellow card for the head coach who had something to say about it. But another missed penalty. That's about 5 today we've seen. Timeout called by Mr. Hurtier, French coach.
Now he'll definitely be looking to make sure that they make something of this, to take this forward, to extend the gap, make it tougher for Israel as they go into that half-time talk, to see any way forward and out of it.
Hush, don't speak. When you spit your venom, keep it shut. I hate it when you hit and preach.
Maltese referee just having a run round.
Messiah, 'cause your theories catch fire. I can't find your silver lining. I don't mean to judge, but when you read your speech, it's firing. Enough is enough.
So France on the attack, 6-on-6, looking to extend their lead from 4 goals. They've rolled in a second centre from the far side.
French working it on that top quite a lot.
Yeah, good defence by the Israelis, not giving the French any opportunity to put the ball into either centre forward.
I think the other thing was as well, I think the French were trying to look to move the goalkeeper and then look for the slot, if there was a slot and open space, to make the shot. And what actually happened was he dummied it once or twice before he actually took the shot, which means goalkeeper can come across. It's got to be quick off your hand if you're going to take that movement and make that goalkeeper work. Israelis a long way out now, and that's a long way off target too. So the French have the ball. Going to send it up the right-hand side through Paul Armignol. Ball quickly up. You can see trying to get that spin inside. He's done it again for the 5-metre foul. Will he take the shot? He does. Came inside, brought it back. So therefore, Israeli ball. Ball goes in for the Israelis, but the drop from the French is good.
I see there that was fantastic play. As the ball came in, he made sure that he swam towards the ball without touching the attacker. 3 seconds to go. And there we go. At half-time, France lead Israel by 7 goals to 3.
Do you recall, not long ago, when you walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember, all we did was care for each other. But the night was warm, we were bold and young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. What gives fire gun when we need someone to lean on? What
And both teams just about ready for the start of the second half. French have been ready for a while. Mr. Hurty obviously didn't have quite so much to say. Probably quite pleased that they're 4 goals up. And the swim-off was won by Crossetti, number 12 for France, but was tackled immediately by Tal, his opponent in 12.
So the French once again keeping the Israelis out to around about 5 metres. The drop coming back to help. Trying to find the space to be able to take the shot. Shot's taken. That was the first Israeli goal where he faked a hard shot and put the lob in, but it wasn't really a lob. It was a bit too low. He was too far down when he actually when it came off his hand.
Yeah, it was more of a pass back there. Goalkeeper Garcia was able to catch it without having to think about it, and that meant that he could put France straight onto the attack. And they've got Crossetti free in the middle. Ball goes into centre forwards and turned around by Mr. Spanoulis, showing that the centre forward there for France had hooked his arm to gain an advantage on the defender, Barsoletti. Exclusion for Israel, number 6. Scher, that's his first of the game. Gives France an extra man.
Tempo seems to have dropped a bit. When you'd expect it to kind of like pick up for the French. Rabinovic sends it out to the left-hand side for the Israelis. They find it tough to bring that ball up. That time's running out for them.
Nice flick. Had to be careful there. Could have got the feet wet, but looks like he managed it. Israel, though, they're down to 5 seconds already. Ball hasn't got past 8 metres, which is forcing them to have that really long outside shot, which is making it difficult for them.
It's kind of playing into the French hands, really, because the French want to have those outside shots, be behind them, and then go away and attack. And you can see that already the French are almost up there and set. And they've got another 15 seconds on the clock, which is kind of like the key when you're playing at this level. You need to have 15 seconds to attack when you're up at the other end. I think he was thinking about the shot.
Or at least a fake. And Israel onto the attack, set up now. 8 seconds to go, but they've only just got the ball past halfway. 2 centre forwards are set, but neither are really in a position to receive it. And it comes in. And that's a really difficult ball for either of the centre forwards to take. And it was actually well defended by the centre back, number 7, Draha, who's been involved in everything for France tonight.
But France have a little bit of advantage here that now they've got about 2-3 metres. They can drive it through. Alexis Draha coming forward. Gets it on his hand. Rabinovic able to parry that down with his chest. Israeli coach Milos Bradic calling his players in for a timeout.
Interesting, he chose to take it there when it was just a normal turnover ball. There's no man up. He's obviously got a message for his team. He's been quite animated, so I don't think he's very happy. He was very pleased after the game yesterday. And when I spoke to him up here after the GB game, he was pleased with how his team had played. Finding it a lot more difficult tonight against the French, who are performing more like we expected them to perform yesterday.
cry teardrops over the massive attack. I only make hits like I work with a racket and back. Look at my jacket and hat, slow down to earth, slow down to earth. I'm bringing gravity back, adopted by the major. I want my family back. People work hard just to get all their salary tax. Look, I'm just a writer from the ghetto like Mallory Black. Man, where the hell's all the sanity at?
Okay, so let's see what the Israeli coach has called for his team to do. 17 seconds. Oh, let's go! Cracking long outside shot there. Number 8, Orange. But from the reaction of the coach, I don't think it was what he wanted them to do, but they'll take the goal nonetheless.
Yes. The Israelis come away on attack. Rabinovitz sends that ball up the left-hand side. Seems to be the way that the Israelis like to attack, is sending that ball down the left rather than the right. But maybe it's because the French are keeping tight on this right. To the hand, inside water, but turns away from goal. Schlein with the shot from the outside.
Yeah, really good save though from Garcia. The shot from Shoreline right on the hooter. So it was important for Garcia to stay concentrated. And he did, and he made the save.
Markoviti there with the shot. Garcia with the ball. Sends it down the left-hand side for France. Bit of power going on. Crossetti, Adrien Crossetti. Sends it to the top. Majinga.
No centre forward for France at the moment though. So they have to have the long shot from outside. There's an example of poor outside play though. Number 7, Daraha. He'd gone, not realising his teammate was going to shoot, which meant it gave the Israelis the opportunity for this counter-attack, being led by Shoreline. Number 9 though, Armengol, got back to save his teammate from that counter-attack.
But we often see this in period 3 where it becomes a bit of a swimming match for a few minutes and then that splits the teams. Because those that have the aerobic endurance are able to continue the game, and those that are finding it tough kind of step back from it a little bit. But the Israelis on attack at the moment. Noam Oren with the shot, his left hand, and that's his 4th of the game. Brings the Israeli team to within 2 goals of France now. The score sits at France 7, Israel 5. Four of the 5 goals coming from Oren with his left hand. I'd suggest he's a key player.
Yeah, 4th goal there of the game for Noren. Second in this period, that Israelis are leading 2-0.
Louis Debay able to pull the major.
Penalty.
Penalty from Bengal.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Op.
Yeah, good penalty there though, in off the post. Shame somebody whistled from the crowd just so he was going to take it. It's not what we want to see in polo.
No, it's really important, and you see it in a lot of team sports where you need to respect the penalty taker. So anyone in the audience who inadvertently did that, we'd like to see it not happen. Not fair on the teams in the nature of play, and certainly not respectful to the players on either side.
Yeah, great long pass though from Garcia. France on the counter-attack, looking to get this game back to lead they were. So second exclusion there against Shoreline. France have just upped the tempo in the past couple of minutes. They're going on the counter-attacks hard again, which has given them the time to attack.
Great little play there by the French. They started on a 4-2. They drew round to a 3-3, moving towards the left-hand side. Played it around the back all the way across, drew the goalkeeper across, played it to the far right post to tap in into an empty net. Lovely little bit of play. French leading the Israeli team, 9-5.
Yeah, and they've got that 4-goal differential back.
I can feel the love and you feel it too. I can feel it all. I can feel it all. Yeah, you know I said it's true. I can feel the love and you feel it too. I can feel it all. I can feel it all. You know I said it's true. You know I said I can feel the love in your feet too. I can feel it all. I can feel it all. You know I said it too. I can feel the love in your feet too. I can feel it all. I can feel it all. No, 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 no.
So Israel win the swim off in the fourth period, trailing by 4 goals, 9-5. They got quite a lecture from their coach in that period. Doesn't seem happy with what they're doing, but they have drawn the exclusion against Dubai. That's his first of the game. Close there, but no signal by the goal judge on the far side, so no goal. Confirmed. France on to the attack. Goal given. Goal given by the goal judge, Dan Padden. For Cavaillon. As soon as it happened, he gave it, so he was fairly confident there. That's why we have people on the line. It's hard to see from up here. It was a nice pass over the top to Cavaillon, who took the ball well, and penalty.
It's not what you want to do. You don't want that tit for tat. You don't want to get the goal scored to one end, having done all the hard work, and then end up just having one scored against you down the other. But it's not scored yet.
And we've seen a lot of missed penalties today.
Oren has scored 4 of the goals for the Israeli team, one of which has been a penalty. Left-handed, expected to go to the goalie's left-hand side. So France leading the encounter, but certainly giving away some weak defensive errors, costing them goals, and allowing the Israelis to remain within touching distance of the game.
Yeah, exclusion there against number 10, Rendler. 2 hands straight over the back of the centre forward. That's obvious, Major. Goal given this time by the referee, Mr. Anglieri. Back up to 5-goal lead for France here over Israel. Leading this period by 2-1. France just doing enough. As I said earlier, they got that 4 goals, which is a nice cushion. And they're just keeping it. Every so often trying to extend it, but it means if they do concede, it's not the worst thing in the world.
It's good work there by the Israeli player Rendler to get goal side again. You know, to have a French guy on his back. A little bit weak by Van Heel. Quentin Van Heel, who didn't play the first game, but he's in the sin bin for that. Israelis still have possession. Got to bring it out to the 2 metres. Right on the buzzer. The shot comes from the middle. Share with the goal there.
Yeah, good finish by Daniel Scher. Found the pocket of space right in front of goals with no defenders around him. Sort of shot that you'd never expect him to miss that, and he didn't.
And a strong retort there by Israel to come back again. There's 5 minutes 30 on the clock. 4 goals in it. How hard can Israel push this bar?
It's quite a disappointing attack from France, in my opinion. There was no movement. There was no trying to work any sort of space. It was 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Okay, are you going to shoot? No, I'll shoot. And then he missed anyway.
Yeah, I'd call that a rest attack, is where they're taking their breath back and potentially looking at the next attack to be their big, vigorous one. If not, it's just the time of the game, period 4, with 5 minutes left or just under now on the clock. The coach won't be happy with that attack, that last one, I'm sure. But they've got a bit of space. They've got a little bit of advantage here. They could move this forward. Still have the space. The shot's there. It's come off the crossbar.
Timeout call, timeout.
Milos Bradic calling that timeout for the Israeli team.
He's at the point now in the game, Jerome. There's 4:30 left. They're going to have maybe 5 attacks, 6 attacks. So they've got to be scoring most of their attacks from now in without conceding. That's why he's called it. He needs to get that first goal back in, get it back to 3. Then you've got a chance. Otherwise, I think France are just going to hold them at arm's length.
Absolutely, I'm with you on that one. I believe that they're just keeping that buffer. Containing the Israelis now. And letting the Israelis do most of the work. And potentially the Israelis are going to have to push hard to, create those attacks. And ultimately it may cost them going up the other end. Because if the French get a one-person break on it, on a counter-attack, that's what you could potentially see. So the French going for the press, got front mark on the pit.
Oh, yeah.
Too close on the block.
Yeah, Mr. Anglieri on the other side there. He could have probably sent either of them out, chose number 8. Neither player really got back after giving the foul away. Israel must take advantage of this man up. Shot from Tal. Comes back out to Markovici and puts it wide. And I think that was probably the one they needed to score.
Absolutely not looking anywhere near the ball there. Certainly wanted to take the man out. Just a little bit delayed on his defence. As a result of that, France get the penalty. But we've seen quite a number of penalties missed today, so there's no certainty that this is going to go in.
Got that on record, haven't we?
And we've just seen another one miss.
What's the lottery numbers? Get some funding for the national governing body then.
Anyone like to take my tips for Cheltenham next week?
Cheltenham's been, Jerome. Cheltenham's always around St Patrick's Day.
Cheltenham water polo game that was, rather than the races.
Took a few minutes there to work that one out, yeah. 3:30 to go.
Slow but sure.
Israel down by 4.
Tortoise beats the hare.
It's important Israel have got to get the ball up. 15 seconds to go in the attack, and they're only just not far into the French half. And the French have gone really heavy with their defence now. Really trying to stop the Israelis getting any opportunities.
And they're straight off on the counter-attack as well, which is, that'll break the Israelis. If, the French score here, then it'll be tough for the Israelis to be seeing light, really. 2:50 left on the clock, and they've got, like I said before, probably around about 3-4 attacks max. And they need to be making each of these attacks to have any sense of being able to get into this game. Aglo able to claim the major there, over the top, makes use of it. 2:30 on the clock, 3 goals in it. Israel 8, France 11.
Buzaglo's first goal there did really well to win the exclusion and then to keep going and got the ball over the top. And Monsieur Hurtier calls the timeout for France.
Very strong Israeli celebratory song there being played.
Everybody loves the Proclaimers, Jerome.
Shadows disappeared, the animals inside came out to play. Went face to face with all our fears, learned our lessons through the tears, made memories we knew would never fade. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away.
Let's not forget, the action doesn't end here tonight. We also have more games tomorrow. So if a nice bank holiday Sunday, we start off at 10 o'clock when Israel face Slovakia. Before GB, then face off against France at 11:20 with a final game of the weekend. Fantastic weekend we've had so far. And a big thank you to everybody that's helped put it together. And exclusion there against Rendler. Israeli number 10, but France are unable to take advantage. Just over 2 minutes to go. France lead by 3. A poor pass, that's probably just been the story of the Israelis' game tonight. Just a few passes not been to the right player, the right position. And that's been the difference.
French will want to hold this, ball and play their possession as much as they can. Get another 20 of possession to be able to play their man up. Cavaillon. Key on that left-hand side, but plays that ball high. Israelis can't get to it. French bring it back into play quickly.
Yeah,
Rabinovic.
Good save by Rabinovic and goals for Israel.
AC sending that ball home for France. Taking the score now, France 12, Israel 8.
Yeah, 1 minute 13 to go. 4 goals to get for Israel. I'm sure they'll keep going. It's just starting to look like a tall order now. Just slipped out the hand of the centre forward there, Aloisha Ben. So we're inside the last minute, 50 seconds to go.
And the French in the attack.
Israel with probably their last attack of the game now. Looking to make something happen. Ball on the top with Vagnin. It's got Alusha Ben, the centre forward. Ball goes in. Good defending, Armid goal though. And with 5 seconds to go, Garcia thinks about it. And saved. Congratulations to France. Final score, France 12, Israel 8.
Félicitations à l'équipe de France pour sa victoire.